All right, Adam.
Yes.
There's another email from my brother that came a week earlier than that one. Will you just give this one a quick read?
Do we need music for this?
The subject line is again you sucking. Yeah, whatever music was.
Well, I've got Daybreak pulled up, so we'll just go Daybreak.
You sucking. 4:38 a.m. Is this the same day, or is this on?
That's a week earlier.
Oh, okay, so it's this time.
Start from the top.
Okay, because the last email was sent at 4:20 a.m. and this one's sent on 4:20. So I think he has like a theme going.
Do you want something different, more emotional?
That's a little aggressive.
Okay, let me. I got you. Give me 1 second.
What did you play last time?
That was La Vie en Rose, but let's try something else.
Something by Enya would be.
I don't have any fucking Enya on my. Oh, this might be good. I like this.
Hey, fucker. I think you'd be a millionaire if you wrote for a video game franchise with a likable but gruff protagonist. B-U-T-T gruff. Sorry. Investigate. And when you're a millionaire because you followed my advice, email me back, you fuzzy back shit knocker. Hey, I see you're dabbling with digital video again. Are you gonna make some more home videos about farts? Okay, let's have a serious brother moment. Yeah. So I was just rubbing my balls, and I was thinking, these balls are so big, smooth. And then I just started to think about your balls while I was rubbing my balls. I imagine your balls are tiny and wrinkly, like a lemon that didn't get enough sun. Good times. Good times. I'll email you again in a few months, just to prove I'm funnier than you. Because of what with the ball jokes and stuff. It's just like you're here on the toilet with me. This was fun. Did you ever notice you have a small head? I mean, look at Al Roker's head, sent from my eye bone.
Okay, I'll take that. Another hand for Adam, the Bones reader. Adam has an app coming out on the iPhone where you can subscribe to all Bones emails read in his voice. Yeah, he really gets the better of me in those missives, doesn't he? He really gives me the old Judd Apatow talking to Mark Brazil. The old touche. The old. I always feel like I'm at the card table next to the Algonquin round one. Like I'm not allowed to hang out with Groucho.
Yeah, I like that he has. It's a dialogue to himself. Like he's.
Yeah, he's just gonna. Like, I'm not gonna wait for the response. Hey, dipshit! You still a faggot? I know you are. Just kidding. Let's get serious. My balls are serious. They look like your head. Your head's a fucking dick.
Hey, look, we're having a lot of fun here, but let's
cool it down.
I didn't come here to tell ball jokes. He's retarded. He has what? Kids. He's a father.
Yeah, he's 5 years older than me. He's got a niece that I've never met.
No, you have a niece.
I have a niece. Yeah, right.
And she does the hokey pokey.
Right. He did some hanky panky. I gotta. Yeah. I think there's some circuits, maybe loose, wobbly, maybe kind of burnt out in my head. I'm always trying to figure out if it's genetic or if it's nature or nurture. But I know that my parents and my distant family, they all seem kind of reptilian to me. But I think it must be me. I think they seem like very volatile, emotional people, and they'll write me things, and they're very excited and emotional. And I remember being in my house growing up. My mom and my brother were very emotional with each other. Some would say Freudianly emotional with each other. I felt like there was a
didn't your mom and your
connection.
Your mom and your brother had some sort of weird silent seduction thing going on.
Yeah, I think they always felt like they were kind of like
fucking.
I don't think they were fucking, but I felt like they were always thinking like, what if we could? They always felt like they were they felt like they were against all odds or something.
They were the Sam and Diane.
Yeah, that they were like. that they were one family scuba trip and a shark attack from fulfilling their dreams. That maybe in some post-apocalyptic scenario, it would be necessary for them to have to procreate the species. And they seemed game for it. They were always hitting and caressing and.
Like, for instance, like
I don't know, like what? Oh, God! Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, I was telling my brother. I did this thing in the bedroom. Aaron was laying in bed, and I put a sock over my dick and balls. Who hasn't done that? The Chili Peppers have done that. You haven't done it. You have a vagina, ma'am. It's like you're holding a sock in the morning and you're naked. And, I'm pretty sure every guy in here. You don't have to admit it, but you see if it'll fit over your whole thing and it's hanging down. Because I've seen that.
Again, haven't done it.
You haven't done it?
No.
All right. Well,
we lead vastly different lives.
That was about. I thought that would be the once upon a time. Like, oh yeah, we've all done that. My brother used to do it in front of my mom. Like, he would like run into we'd be watching like Happy Days and my brother would run like and he was like, I feel like he was like 13 or like 15 or something or 28. I just remember him as a big kid.
Yeah. There's a 15-year-old playing in the U.S. Open right now.
And he would run he would run through the living room like this and my mom would go, "Oh, stop it." I don't know, man.
My parents had. I was born. My mom was 41. They were both 41, and so they were a little bit older. They'd each been married once before. They had my brother and I, so they each had 2 kids. So they kind of made all their parenting mistakes. So I think we got the good version of parenting because they'd already like fucked up once before. And so when they had us, they were adults. And their hair was getting a little gray, and they were just groovy and mellow. But it was also the late 70s and early 80s, and they had these really swanky parties, like fondue parties and shit. All the guys looked like the Marlboro Man. They all had mustaches and shit, and they were like cool, and like everyone could ride a horse, and like and the women all smoked. Like they were like my mom's friend Lorraine. She'd be like in a full cocktail dress, like from someone from Auntie Mame, and she'd be like in the kitchen, like smoking like a Virginia Slim and stirring the hollandaise for the fondue, like it's like an ash going in a thing. It was awesome, and so they were kind of I looked up, I thought this is a real cocktail party going on. We were little kids, and my brother used to. We would be sequestered. We'd make an appearance. Hey, these are the kids. They're going to bed. Now we can go be adults and get drunk and talk about adult things. And we would go to bed, and my brother would take off my pajamas. He would strip me down. He was 3 years older than me. Bill Davis would strip me down and take my pajamas and run down the hallway into the big opening. We had this big, like, kind of giant living room. It was almost like a dance floor, and the adults were gathered. And he would throw my pajamas into the middle of the foray, and I would run naked out there. We'd grab him, and it would get a big laugh because the kids running out. Like my older brother fucking with a kid, and I was 3 or 4 with it, and I'd run back. I'd run back in, and we kept doing it, and then the laughter would peter off after a while. I had my older sisters from my mom's first marriage. I have nieces that one of them is 2 years younger than I. So we would bathe together when we were really little. So I got this, this male-female anatomy lesson when I was a little kid, bathing with Stephanie, and I would see the differences between the male and female anatomy. And at one of the parties, I just emerged, like all the adults are drunk and smoking, and I walked out into the middle of the party and was like, just put my hand up and just stopped. And I was like, oh shit! And I was going to lay something I'd learned on them. I was going to lay it down for them. And I was like, everybody, boys have wee-wees. Girls have crackwees. And then to abject silence. And I walked back down the long hallway, and I got to my room, and then I remember just applause. And I was certain that I had done a service.
Yeah. My parents were there.
Because you wonder why people are fighting. Like, why is mom and dad always fighting? And why is my sister fighting with this guy?
Why is the living room always dirty?
Yeah. Crackwees.
Oh, I thought you meant because my parents, like, their furniture was magazine stacks. Like, they would the stacks of shit that they wouldn't throw away. You just put shit down on top of it, like that hoarders show. Like, you see that, and then somebody would come over. The word company would happen. Like, we're having company tonight. And that it could happen randomly, but that meant clean the bathtub, clean the toilet, get this shit off of the living room floor. What is this? Like, my parents would look at their own shit and go, what is this? What's going on? We have company tonight. Like, they'd all of a sudden, for 24 hours, they'd become healthy, normal people and, like, white glove themselves.
Hoist
and
that
go,
yard arm.
This is garbage. Like, what is it? There's no Skippy peanut butter. It just says peanut butter on a white label. They're going to think we're abusive to our children. We'll turn that around and make a fake Peter Pan logo. Everything. It was just like, put Willie Nelson on. Buy a new record player. I don't care what the fuck we have to do. This is the big deal. And then everyone would come over. They all had mustaches, and because it was the 70s, they all looked like Barney Miller. I was trying to think of the cast of Barney Miller, or Debbie Carapia in Cincinnati. Like, everyone's like having a 70s party with like cocktail glasses, and that's where I would shine. I would like come out in my footies and like I'd go, hey. And everyone would go, what's going on? And I'd go, how don't you tell me?
Gotta dance.
It didn't take anything. And they'd be like, whoa, what's this guy's name? I'd go, you tell me. I'm not telling. And you just like fucking dance around. But the remarkable thing is that my parents would like... they were powerless. Like I had the Nielsen's, so they were like, there's nothing I can do. So they were like, Daniel, go to bed. But then Uncle Morty and Francis from marketing or whatever would go like, no, get him out. Hey, come on. What's your opinion about spaghetti? Spaghetti, you tell me. And everyone's like, oh, this kid's the best. And my dad would be like, he's the best. And then eventually I'd get tired and go to bed. But I'd fucking killed, man. I couldn't wait to turn 18 because it was, as I understood it, like that's when you get to leave and the whole world was waiting out there. That's where all those people came from. I was just trapped in this dirty house with stacks of magazines used as card tables. And like, then every once in a while they'd go, everyone fake it. And everyone fill the airlock with 8 people from the real world. And they loved me. So I was like, I'm gonna get out there, make them happy.
My sister Pam, who is she's like about 20 years older than I, because she was my mom's first marriage, and she got married to Marty, this really nice, lovable guy. He looked like Mario from the Super Mario games. He was really pleasant and easygoing. Turned out later on that he was a chronic liar, and they got divorced. He turned out to not be so hot. But at the beginning stages, we all loved Marty. But the first time I met him, I think I was 4. And I had to put a suit on, and I hated putting a suit on back then. I remember like memories of me like when I'm 4, like, God damn it, I'm putting a tie on. Like, this is so stupid. And but it was also it was the 70s, so it was like I had a red, white, and blue plaid suit. It was fucked up. It was bad. And so I got all dressed up and had my little penny loafers on. And I was playing like Battlestar Galactica Cylons in my room. And I like Jeffrey, your sister's boyfriend is out front. They were engaged to get married. And I was so angry at this phantom guy coming into our house. I didn't know who he was. I just hated him already. And again, like Crackwees and wee-wees and things like that. Men and women were different. And he was an enemy. So he comes in. And they go, Jeffrey, get out of here. Marty's here. And this nice guy, big kind of hulking guy. And he squats down like on his haunches, like gets down low and puts his arms out. And I run down the hallway that, I used to run down naked to get my pajamas and stuff. And I run down right at him. And he's got his arms out. And I had nothing in my mind. I had no plan of attack. I just kicked him square in the balls. And
you've probably seen some movie or something where that was
I don't know,
funny.
man. I just felt like he was like if when
you expected it to make a boing noise.
No, like when Han Solo is sitting having dinner with Lando Calrissian and Darth Vader walks in, he just starts shooting. He doesn't say anything. He just goes, zap, 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 and he goes, and he blocks it. But like when you see an enemy, you just attack. And I ran out and went bang and hit him. And if you don't have balls. A 4-year-old's penny loafers can do the job. Absolutely. And all I remember was I hit him. Everyone went, oh! there were about 15 people in attendance. And no one saw that coming. Least of whom Marty. And the whole place went, whoa! and Marty tipped over like a fucking just like a Jenga. Went right over, and I hung a hard right and ran out the front door and climbed a tree. And there's an awesome tree out front. I'm like, fuck this guy. I'm gonna climb a tree. Be a kid. Fuck you. Fucking.
It's like when a cat runs into a wall, it just starts licking itself. Like, yeah, you caught me in the middle of my run into a wall, then lick myself regimen.
So I bone out. I get out. I'm out front. I'm climbing a tree, and I hear like a combination of laughter, horror, moaning. Marty's having a medical emergency. Everybody's laughing. Some people are like just like it was chaos inside the house. I could hear it. So I'm climbing a tree, and I'm up in a tree. I remember this so vividly. I was got to be 4 years old. Beautiful day, Southern California. The wind is blowing. It's like, I was like, this is the stuff. You know, I just took down that motherfucker, and I climbing my tree. I think the instinct was to like go be king of the castle, like get high, like go at, like, you know, you separate yourself, go back to heaven, you know, where gods live, where titans dwell. And then I fell out the tree. Because I was wearing penny loafers, and you don't gain a lot of purchase with the fucking footing on a tree with the penny loafer on, and I fell straight backwards. And if I had not got my foot caught in in a crotch of a limb, my foot got and caught me, I would have broken my neck and probably died. Oh, the kids are pretty supple. But I fell to my death and got caught, and now I'm hanging upside down by one foot. And at 4 years old, I don't have the core strength to...
You'll get that later at 25. You'll be like, move!
Yeah, when I learned to stop kicking people in the balls. So I'm trying to, it's like, and then at some point, now I'm out of steam. Because dinner is about to happen, and I decide to kick a dude in the balls, and climb a tree, and now I'm alone. And what I can't do is appeal for help.
Yeah.
So I was out there with the blood rushing to my head for what I think was an hour. And finally people got worried about me, and they came out, and then there was more laughter. And guess who came and got me? Yeah.
Uncle.
Fucking Mario. Yeah. That was the worst.